Many of Donald Trump's opponents and Bernie Sanders supporters seem to have a different interpretation of freedom of speech.
Free speech is protected. Hate speech is not protected. Free speech, not hate speech.
If the city felt that Trump didn't reflect what they wanted, then so be it. Let the city speak.
You've been having
Fox News. Can you say something?
Fox News. That's college today.
What would our founding fathers think about that? Let's ask Fox News senior judicial analyst Judge Andrew Napolitano. Got a good laugh out of that one.
I did at the older fellow saying that's college today because it's all the kid
could say
was Fox News. He's trying to frustrate Jeff Flock, who cannot be frustrated. Virtually everything we saw was an example of protected free speech in a loud, raucous environment. People can shout out almost anything they want. But because Donald Trump, we're talking about Chicago now, his campaign leased the venue, they have the right to use it for the purpose for which they leased it, which is to give a speech. Because the venue is owned by the government, people have the right to express opinions different from Donald Trump. So we have property rights and free speech rights. But when the protest reaches such a level that Donald Trump or whoever leased the space can't speak, that can't use it for the reason for which they leased it, then the people that caused that to happen can be removed. They're not being removed because of their political opinions. They're being removed because their behavior is preventing the guy who spent the money on the space from using the space.
So it's not necessarily violence. It could be someone who's too loud and you can't hear Donald Trump speaking.
Yes. Now, the people that we saw chanting and screaming in that loud arena, that occurred before he actually spoke. At that time period, virtually anything goes. Even hate speech at that time period. Virtually anything goes.
All right, so what is the obligation of the police?
The obligation of the police is to do a couple things: to protect the right of the speaker to speak, to deliver his message, to protect the right of the people who are there to hear him, and to protect the right of the protesters to protest without materially interfering with giving the speech.
That's great, because
the First Amendment protects all of those things. It protects the right to speak, it protects the right to listen, and it protects the right to disagree.
A few people can ruin it for everyone, because the people who are there to hear Donald Trump speak, or any of these candidates speak, they're there to learn more about this candidate, so they can go to the polls and make a good decision.
So when Trump calls for the police and says, get them out of here, if the them are physically preventing people from hearing Trump, he's absolutely correct to do it. Now, what about the issue of violence? Trump says, punch him in the stomach and I'll pay your legal bills.
Can he be prosecuted for that?
If the punch doesn't occur for 5 minutes or for 5 hours, he is not liable. He is only liable if there's an immediate reaction of what he says. Here's the law. All harmless speech is absolutely protected, and all speech is harmless when there is time for more speech to neutralize it. Time is the issue here. And in all of these cases where the violence occurred, none of it was immediately in response to anything Trump said. I'm saying none of it. I don't know if I've seen all of it, but I've seen virtually all that we've been showing here.
Judge Napolitano, thank you.
Always a pleasure.